Hello, this is Mr. Childs, and I am giving you my promised video prior to our little quiz tomorrow. The first thing I would like to say is I think I've received some questions about homework. There is homework on the website. It is listed homework for January 12th, which is tomorrow. I believe there are two free response questions there, and I put them on a Google Doc, so I'm hoping they will be clearer to see. So you look at those and work on those tonight. And while you do, I would like you to think about the quiz. I've got a quiz I've put together, and I think it's pretty good. It is 10 questions. Five of them are on how do you collect good data, unbiased data, and 5 of them are on the experimental design process. So I thought what I would do, like I have been all year, give you a little heads up on each question and what you might look for. First question is on how you collect good data. And if you talk about a population of interest, you're mainly talking about who am I trying to find data out from? I mean, that could be on the school level, which be Erskine Academy. It might be on the local level, China, the regional level, Kennebec County, the state level, Maine. It could be anything. But your population of interest is who are you really trying to find out about? Be specific. Second one, just remember with all these ones on experimental design, you need a comparison. First off, I don't think these, it's the first time I'd seen them on the website, and I think they're really fair questions. So I'll be anxious to see how you do. Remember, you need a comparison. You need a comparison between at least 2 treatment groups. One of the treatment groups can be a control group, but it doesn't have to be. It can be a comparison between 2 different entities. Secondly, we need a random assignment into the specific group that you want, random assignment. Thirdly, there needs to be replication, meaning you can't just have one subject for one treatment group. That doesn't work. You need more than that. And then the final one is a control of the variables. All the other ones, other than the experimental explanatory variable that you're trying to isolate, all the other ones you want to be the same. And as far as random assignment is concerned, why you do that is because all the variation and all the other variables gets evened out by randomly assigning them. Let me keep looking down here. Well, you remember we had a simple random sample. Everyone has an equal chance of being selected. A stratified random sample is the population is broke down into, see, I'm doing a lot with my hands here today, broke down into different subgroups, into different strata. And just think of the class, high school class being broken down into 4 groups. Then what other type did we have? Oh, well, another type of simple random sample would be have the list of all names, and then you have a random number generator select some. That would be another way. Then there was a systematic sample, which is you select every 10th person or something like that. So look those over. If at all possible, try to get the simple random sample. In some cases, you want representation, so you can't. Next is another question on experimental design, making sure, have that right up here, at least comparison between at least two groups, random assignment of the subjects or the experimental units into the groups. There has to be more than one per group, replication, and you're going to control all variables as much as you can. If you can't control them, you do something called block, which is to separate the experiment based on the blocked variable. Okay. Right. Many of these questions are somewhat similar. Oh, the explanatory variable is it would be kind of like the X variable, the independent variable, and the response is what you're measuring after the fact. So know what the explanatory and response variable is. Once again, replication, make sure there's replication. Oh, now one thing on collecting good data or doing an experiment. Let's say I did an experiment. I'll give you an example here. If I did an experiment in this high school and I got results from the high school, now, could I generalize those results from this high school to high schools all over the United States? I hope your answer is no, I could not. I cannot, because that is beyond the scope of my experiment. Whereas sometimes, let's turn it around. Let's say we did a national survey. And could I take the results of the national survey and apply them to Erskine Academy? Now, that's kind of a tough question because there's so much variation within a high school in the United States. Poor old Erskine Academy might not be representative of high schools across the country. So just remember, what is your interest? What is your scope of your interest for any of these questions? Next, explanatory variable once again. Can you generalize? I really think you're going to do all right with this. As I was looking through these questions, I thought they were all pretty doable. What are the experimental units? Are the same thing as the subjects, only non-human. So if you were talking about frogs, those would be the experimental units. If you were talking about, I don't know, a piece of wood that you were working on, that would be an experimental unit. I think that's it. So the homework is posted. We're going to have that little 10-question quiz. And I think you'll be fine with it. We'll see. I will scale or whatever I have to do based on the results, but I think they're all pretty fair questions. And they come from the website, so they're up to date and hot off the press. Okay, I think that's it. So we will see you tomorrow morning, and we'll see how it goes. Have a great evening. Goodbye.